Ke ikana gore mo maemong a me jaaka moatlhodi wa kgotlatshekelo ya molaotheo.
From the streets of Galeshewe Township in the Northern Cape to the highest court in the land, law was not the first career choice for Justice Yvonne Mokgoro, whose working career included retail, assistant nursing, and working as a clerk.
First, I wanted to be a nun. I went to a Catholic school, and we were taught by nuns. And for all intents and purposes, they were the perfect people and their lives were lives that we aspired to.
Justice Mokgoro said a brush with the law sparked her interest in the field.
At the time, we had a law which was called the Loitering Act, which precluded black people in the townships from just chilling. You could never just chill. So I was walking with a friend, walking her home, who had visited me. And this young man was standing at the corner of Zingiza Primary School, and he was just standing there, I guess chilling by himself. And the police van came, halted in front of him, picked him up, threw him into the van, and almost instinctively I objected to it. I screamed at the police and told them that how dare they do that, this young man hasn't done anything. Next moment I was in the van with him.
It was her interaction with PAC founder and human rights lawyer Robert Sobukwe, who represented her in court, that made her study law. She said her lament to Sobukwe about the lack of black lawyers made her take up the challenge of pursuing this career. Justice Mokgoro studied at the then Buputatswana, now Northwest University. She went off to obtain her Master of Laws at the University of Pennsylvania in the United States of America. When she joined the bench of the Constitutional Court, the justice was one of 3 women judges in the country. She said this is the reason why she never stopped pushing for the inclusion of women in decision-making positions in the field.
I've never joined the bar, but I have a number of colleagues who we sit together in the South African Women Lawyers Association. We have an association internationally, and we fight and advocate for the inclusion of women in decision-making positions in the legal field at international level.
Mokgoro's Constitutional Court colleagues, who include Justice Dikgang Moseneke, described her as an outstanding legal eagle.
She is a towering human being. She has been a justice of our highest court for no less than 15 years. She is one of the magnificent 11. She's one of the first inaugural justices of the court.
With all her numerous awards and accolades, to her children, she was a wonderful mother.
She's just a wonderful human being and full of energy, vitality, vigor, very comfortable with young people. The kids love her because she's also quite young at heart herself.
Justice Mokgoro continued working post her Constitutional Court stint. She chaired the boards of numerous non-profit organizations, sat on the bench of the Namibia Supreme Court and Lesotho Appeal Court. In 2019, she chaired the Mokgoro inquiry, which led to the dismissal of NPA advocates Nomnqobo Jiba and Lawrence Mugwebi. When she turned 70, she said she felt guilty for working while on retirement.
And I'm way over 60 now. I retired then, and I promised my children, my grandchildren, that I will spend more time with them, especially my grandchildren. And I have 6 grandchildren, and 5 of them are girls. They need attention. Just as I mentor younger people, younger judges, younger lawyers, young girls to enter the legal profession, and other young girls to be strong, to withstand the cruelty of the world, I need to do that with my own children too.
Looking back on her incredible career, the justice said her work at the Constitutional Court remained the highlight of her career and contribution to her country.
The judicial appointment at the Constitutional Court, it is the best part of my career. I had thought I was a professor of law associate professor of law, and I was teaching, and I loved teaching. And I look at them when they come in straight from high school, you know, Mahogorana, you know, and then you meet them at postgraduate level, the same students, totally different. Suddenly they carry briefcases, they no longer carry, you know, the backpack, carry briefcases, and they question about everything, which I liked, you know, and they think they know everything, you know, and I loved that. I just loved it. They changed just like this. And to know that you are part of that change in their thinking, in the way they conduct themselves, in the way they carry themselves, and it is even better when you see them practicing. And then when I was at the Constitutional Court, I would see some of them coming before the court to argue cases. That was delightful.
Margaret Mutibi, SABC News, Kimberley.